Greetings, Zombie Slayers, Flippy Jim here. Quick look at my class we'll be using here for this guide, and then we'll dive right into the game. This is my solo high round strategy guide for the Black Ops 4 Zombies map Classified. As you guys know with these guides, I take you through from round 1 through to round 30 and beyond in the most quick, efficient, and legitimate way to get you to high rounds. I'll be showing you all the weapons you need, any little Easter eggs that can help, the full setup, and the final camping or training area that we'll be using. So in this map, you want to keep these doors closed that lead through to the abandoned hallway area for the entire map to help, direct the flow of zombies later on. And right now, we're going to be killing all the zombies except for the last one. We'll keep him alive. Coming through here in a central filing. This is one of the random locations right here. For the first shield part, there is also another location here on these filing cabinets, and here between these two windows near the exit right here. And build table here. This is the build table we'll be using for the shield later on when we get the other two parts. And I'll show you where they are in due course. We'll build the shield here on round 1, believe it or not. There's a little Easter egg we're going to do next as well when we've just got one zombie left alive right now. And this enables us to get a ton of points and get set up quite comfortably on round 1, believe it or not. So basically what you want to do for this Easter egg, and just by the way, we got the mystery box here, but that can spawn randomly each game in a different area. Let's get the extra points out of the perk. So basically this door, you want to click on that and it will knock on the door. And you'll hear this dialogue that we're hearing right now. So there's a dude in there having a meeting and he gets very grumpy basically. So every time he finishes his dialogue, you want to knock on the door again until he starts getting super aggro. And then we'll have Samantha making a statement, and we'll get rushed by a ton of the Nova Gas zombies, which we can then kill on round 1 with basically melee kills, since we have the Strife. The Strife version 2, by the way, which gives us 25% extra XP. Thank you, Treyarch. A very nice surprise. But basically when you have the stiletto operator mod on this gun, you can melee kill zombies with a one-hit kill right up until round 4, which is pretty sweet. So that's the best way to get max points out of every zombie, as I've said before in similar guides for Black Ops 4 Zombies. So yeah, this dialogue does take a while. I think there's like 4 or maybe 5 different dialogues that you have to go through till you get the last one. So we'll just wait it out here. Check out the little details they put in the room. Look at all this junk. These people do not believe in clean desks. Just wait till he finishes this bit of dialogue and then we'll click and we'll basically knock on the door again. I think this might be the last one. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So now we're going to get tons and tons of Nova Crawlers coming at us. And you usually get 2 or 3 drops off these guys. So you'll notice with our elixirs, we have Temporal Gift as our first elixir. And if you do see a double points, or even a fire sale, you want to pop that elixir before you pick it up and then just go crazy, because that will make the drop last longer. While we're doing this, I'll just talk about the other elixirs I have right now as well. So I have equipment, so that will allow us to refresh our grenades. It's not super important for this map, but it's always helpful to have. Anti-entrapment, that's probably one you don't necessarily need to have, but I have that specifically because we'll be using a trap strategy later on, and unfortunately we get the Carpenter. This kind of sucks. Hoping for a double points. But yeah, that allows us to go back through the trap safely if there's a drop on the other side of the trap that we want to pick up later on, guys. That's why I've got that one. But you could swap that out for something like, Burned Out, or one of your more expensive rare gumballs. If you're really going for a serious high round, I would actually probably recommend getting perked up elixir, so that you can get extra perks, because in this map there are a couple of other perks that would be very useful, but you can't actually fit them in because of the 4 perk limit on this map. And in terms of perks, what I have is PhD Slider. I personally find that really, really useful. But you could potentially switch that out for stamina. You really need it. Even Bandolier Bandit. A couple of those other perks would be quite useful. But I personally think PhD Slider has a couple of good benefits. Obviously explosive resistance or immunity. And even the slide explosion can be useful, believe it or not, later on. Alright, let's go down the elevator here. We're gonna open up the areas we need to get the other shield parts. So I'll show you where they are. Basically in this lower war room area, as you come down the stairs on the left, just here, we can see the part is located there right now in this game. A second potential spawn location for that second shield part is right here on this railing near the center radar looking thing. And as you come down the stairs on the right hand side, if you go right over the corner over here where the seal is, you can see next to that console, that's the third location where the shield part can spawn. So that's our second shield part. And for the third one, we need to go through into the lab area. We'll take the elevator right now. No music in this elevator. Unfortunately, we can't dance in that one. So if you come right on through here to where the power switch is, turn on the power. That'll open up all the fast travel teleporters. And just to the left of the power switch here, as you can see, power switch on the left, this is the other spawn location for the shield, the third shield part right there. This area right here, against the wall where the weapon testing room is, that's another potential spawn location for that third shield part. And if you come right down the end here, near this teleporter, where these like barrel things are, right there is the third possible spawn location for the third shield part. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go back up to the office areas, and we're going to use that workbench we pointed out earlier to build the shield here on round 1. So that will be protecting our back. We don't have Victorious Tortoise, which is another perk that could have been really helpful to have. Probably would have been like the second best one apart from PhD Slider in my opinion. It gets yourself out of trouble, and you do have a little bit of a situation where you can get trapped by zombies if you're not careful when you're doing the final strategy for high rounds on this map. So now we need to find the trap components to actually get the traps working. The traps going to be the main way we kill zombies in this map later on, but let's just hit the box here for our second weapon, see what we get. Grav, okay, this ain't great, but I'll take it. Alright, so we're going to go back down to the war room right now. And the other equipment that I'm using, we have Wraith Fire grenades. We're going to hold on to those. Even if we get monkeys out of the box, we're just going to stick with the Wraith Fires because they're really useful for building points and killing zombies right up through the high rounds. Where is this last zombie at right now? The other things that we have the Path of Sorrows special weapon. The reason we have that is basically because we want to have the invisibility effect when it's leveled up to level 3. And that's pretty much my setup in terms of the basic loadout. Obviously we're using the Strife pistol because of the stiletto attachment. We talked about that earlier. Let's kill this last zombie here. And yeah, it's pretty cool that they've introduced a handful of Mark II weapons with the extra XP gain on them. They even have slightly different models, which is pretty nice. Yeah, it'd be cool if you could like play Zork or something on one of those computer consoles. There's some really cool little extra details they've added to this map, like this thing here. Very groovy. So I guess they built this from Moon, like in this facility. Although I always thought it was like, I can't remember the exact storyline, like who built the MPD. I thought it was Group 935 rather than the Americans. Mind you, you go through Groom Lake to get there, right? I should probably refresh my memory of the storyline a bit better. Anyway, right now in game, what we're doing is we're just building points up because obviously we got to get all our perks. all that stuff. We gotta pack a punch eventually. The two weapons we're going to be going with for our final loadout are the Helion Salvo rocket launcher, which you guys know is very, very powerful from my previous guides if you watch those. And we're also going for the Winter's Howl wonder weapon for this map. Now there is an Easter egg you can do to get that guaranteed, but it's kind of involved. I personally think it's quicker and easier just to get that weapon out of the mystery box rather than bothering with that, because it's not exactly rare to get out of the mystery box. Okay, so we might open up the pig room, a porcine research laboratory. You do not want to shoot that pig, guys, because it is super bad luck for the rest of the game. I've just cursed myself. Anyway, quick revive, we might as well get points out of that. So obviously, if you go prone, if you didn't notice already, if you go prone at a perk machine and you're the first person to do it, you will get a sweet 100 points out of that. Yeah. Okay, so where we're at now is we basically need to get a bunch more points for a variety of things, but the main thing we want to do next is open up the areas to get some of the other parts that we need for the buildables. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to find the trap parts, and I'll show you guys where those are. Those parts will allow us to basically repair the traps, the electric traps upstairs in the offices area, and get those functioning. So in this room here, the pig room, if you turn right as you come in, this cage right here is one potential spawn location for the trap part. Under this sink here is the other, and the third location is in this locker, which is where it is right now for us. So they are the three possible spawn locations for this first trap part. Now, you actually only need one trap part, but I'll show you where the other ones are if we come back through here to the war room. And if we open up this, the server room here, and if you turn right, directly here is one location for the next trap part. If you go straight ahead towards the teleporter on this tray here, that's another location for the trap. And opposite the Defcon switch right here is the third location for the second trap part, which is where it is for our game on this occasion. So let's just clear out some zombies, pick this up. So we have both of the trap repair parts that we need to get both traps active. We only need one for the strategy we'll be using, but you might as well get both of them. Because why not, you know? Then you can potentially use the other trap if you really, really need to. So these Defcon switches, guys, these allow us to access the panic room. So if we turn these on, I usually turn on this one here in the server room, and then go up the catwalk area in the war room, the upper war room area, and this one here. Turn these on basically, and then there's the third one over here, and the fourth one I always leave to last down near the teleporter in the lower war room area, because it's right next to where the teleporter is that it activates, and you can just basically hit it super conveniently whenever you specifically need to use it. So the first time you use it, before you upgrade it using the teleporter signal amplifier, which we're actually going to have to build, I'll show you what it does. If we activate that last one for Defcon 5, you'll see it's got like a head of a bust of one of the, I think that's Washington or something like that, and we're in the panic room. So where the pack-a-punch used to be down here is actually a part for our teleporter signal amplifier. It's always in that one location for the first part for this. So you can guarantee get it there every time. Might as well open this up so we can do a big lap of this area. Okay, we got a few dogs spawning in. And I'll show you where the other two areas are to pick up the buildables for that teleporter signal amplifier as well. Basically where we want to go next is to the labs. And if we go to the morgue area here, open this up. One location that can spawn is right here, which is where it is right now, on this dead guy. Next to the sink here on the bench is the other location, and on this chair here in this tiny little office room is the third possible spawn location for the teleport signal amplifier. So we've just got one more part for it to collect, and for that we're going to go back towards the spawn area in the offices, and it's actually in this room here, the main offices area. And again, there's 3 possible spawn locations. One of them is right here on this desk. Just play it safe with the zombies here. So right there, underneath that desk. The second potential spawn location is in the middle of the office where this overturned desk is, which is where it is in this game. The third location is underneath this flag, right here near the brew machine. You might as well get some sweet PhD slider. So they are the 3 parts we need to build the teleporter signal amplifier, and that will allow us now to use, when we use the Defcons this time, instead of going to the panic room, once we upgrade it, what it does is it will take us to Groom Lake where the Pack Punch machine is. That's how you unlock Pack Punch for this map. Let's get the Vapor right now. So it's in the server room, and you can see with the Vapor, I actually have the bayonet attachment on it. So as I've said before, I think it's a pretty good synergy if you use the Stiletto Operator mod on the Strife to get your one-hit melee kills on the zombies to round 4, and then round 5, when that becomes a 2-hit kill, grab the Vapor with the bayonet, and you can one-hit kill to your heart's content with the bayonet all the way up to round 9. After that, it's basically whatever. Whatever you want to use if you haven't got the final weapons we need for our setup. Just go crazy. So yeah, this is basically the best way to maximize your points right now. Using your That was weird. I thought that was a one-hit kill there. That zombie must have been damaged or something. Because it was like, hang on a second, that was a one-hit kill? Am I imagining this? But it was actually 2 hits still. Okay, so right now, we need to get all of our other perks. We've got 3 other perks to get. We're gonna, see, let's go through to the lab here. We'll get this one next. Dying Wish. It's always good to get that early, probably as your first perk, or even so you have that, you know, just in case disaster strikes and you get potentially damaged enough to get down, that saves you losing a life. So why not get it as early as possible? Okay. Now, our build table to build the teleporter signal amplifier is going to be here in the weapon testing area, right here. Let's get this built. Pick that up. And now we can place it down in the lower war room. It basically fits into the base of the... oh, let's be careful here. You basically just click on it on the base of the teleporter in the lower war room area to attach this to that teleporter, and then it will take you to Groom Lake after that. Let's get us some sweet quick revive. So obviously with quick revive, we've got it in our tonic slot, so we get the modifier when we have all 4 perks. And the beauty of that is it gives us a similar effect to stamina, in that if we take damage, we get that speed burst, our mobility. So pretty much that's the only time you need the speed burst anyway. A lot of people like the stamina up in that slot, so they have continuous speed. Okay, we haven't got many points right now, but we basically want to get time slip at some point here. I think that's a fairly cheap one. Fortunately, we can't bother that guy anymore. You can't knock on his door after you complete that little Easter egg we did in round 1. So we can get something good out of the box as our secondary. Okay, monkeys. So normally you'd probably want monkeys, most maps, but in this one, it's actually better to keep the Wraith fires, in my opinion. Okay, we got a dog round. Dogs are pretty easy to deal with in this map, especially playing solo. A later on in the high rounds when they spawn super fast, you can actually kill them all with one Wraith fire without even moving or anything. If you throw it down in a choke point just as they spawn in. So yeah, it's just basically free max ammo every time that you get a dog around. Alright, let's just go back to the war room area, I think. Where is Time Slip right now? I think it's in the war room, right? So let's put this down. So now we've upgraded the teleporter there, and we just need to activate the Defcons if we want to go Pack-a-Punch, which is super convenient. Alright, let's try to keep going with the bayonet. Make sure we're getting as many points as we can. Rounds 8 and 9, you just have to be a little bit more careful using it. Let's insert the trap repair piece right here. So this trap is now active. This trap right here we're not really going to be using, to be honest, but why not activate it? Insta-kill, okay. Don't really need it. Whatever. Take it. Guess we can get a few more stiletto kills. I don't want to get swarmed here, so let's just thin out the zombies. Die, zombie, die. But the main trap that we're going to want to use in the higher rounds is in the deserted hallway. Anyway, for now, we're going to go hunt down our final... Oh god, did that change at the last moment? We came back to the same spot. That was outstanding. I love it when that happens. At least it's not like the original map 5 where the teleporters just took you somewhere random. There was no way of predicting where you was going to end up. That was annoying. But now they're actually functional and practical. So let's set up the Defcons again. So we can go Pack-a-Punch when we need to. We don't have enough points right now, obviously. Well, we kind of do right now to Pack-a-Punch one gun, but we're going to be saving up our points. Let's get our last perk here as well. And set up the Defcons. Just be careful coming up here mid-round in the higher rounds so you don't get trapped too badly. I mean, in Black Ops 4 Zombies, there's so many options you have if you get trapped to get out of the situation safely. As long as you're ready. You know, you got your finger on the trigger with your specialist weapon or whatever you're using to get out of trouble, whether it be an elixir or whatever. Your shield, you know. There's a whole bunch of things you can use if you do get trapped in this game. Okay, so we just got this switch right here to get to Defcon 5, and then we can use the teleporter to go to Groom Lake and Pack-a-Punch. But we really need to get... should I switch out for this? Let's get the ICR 7, because this is actually the ICR version 2, even though it doesn't say that specifically. So this will actually give us 25% extra XP. I'm still grinding those Master Prestige levels, guys. I think I'm level 116 or around that right now. I want to get to level 800 if I can. It's going to take a while, but that's the one with the skull with the shotguns and the blue eyes, which is the ultimate zombies icon in my opinion. I don't know why they didn't have it as the last one, because it was always super hard to get in the old Black Ops 2 system, ranking up, which was based around your performance. Like, it was a very specific formula they used, which wasn't just based around hours played, but it was based around your actual average performance and stuff like that. It's an interesting idea. Okay, so we got 11 grand right now. I think we're gonna need to start hitting the mystery box, basically to try and get the Helion and the Winter's Howl. That's really where we're at in the game right now. Came back here again. Oh man. So I think the mystery box is upstairs. still at this point. See what we can get. See how lucky we are. So this setup, as far as how quickly you get set up on this map, it's all based around luck. And because you have to rely on getting stuff out of the mystery box. 2 specific items. So you could end up around 25-ish, you know, without getting what you want out of the mystery box. No matter how many times you hit it. Or you could get set up, like, you know, basically around 15 or so. Just all depends on how lucky you are in that game. Fire sales would definitely help if, you know, maybe you could rock one of those gobble gums or whatever. But eventually you'll get what you want. I don't know how lucky we're going to get here on this round, but we'll see how we go. There we got the teddy bear. Still got 6 grand, so we probably got about 7 hits of the box left in us. We might as well chase the box and see where it ends up here. Let's just insert the trap piece here. So this is the main trap that we want to get functioning. So that's going to be our main zombie killing method for later on. So obviously you can look at the monitors here above the mystery box locations to see where the box goes. In this case, it's gone right next door here. So it's kind of convenient. I think some of the code from the original Black Ops map is still present in this version of the map, because that's what used to happen in the old maps in Black Ops. The mystery box used to respawn kind of in a circle, rotating around the map. So like right next to where it started. It was quite predictable that way. Anyway, let's we haven't got too many hits left on the box here. Let's try a few more hits. Do I want that? Let's hit it one more time. Oh, there we go. Well, this is one of the weapons we definitely wanted. And we've still got our XP gainer here, the ICR. It's not the most powerful weapon in Black Ops 4 Zombies, but it's sort of okay here at round 11. The KN is way better, to be honest. But there's no KN version 2 right now. I'm sure they'll bring one out eventually. Alright, we've always got the this thing here to get us out of trouble if we need it. Winter's Howl. Let's get some more ammo. So yeah, basically we're just building points right now because we're going to have to hit the mystery box again to try and get the Helion. And we're going to Pack-a-Punch the Winter's Howl and then Pack-a-Punch the Helion like 5 times to get it to maximum power. Because we don't have to worry about killing ourselves. We also need to rank this up, the Path of Sorrows up to level 3. So I actually haven't really been using this. We probably should have been using this earlier, to be honest, while we were using the ICR. Because it does give you some extra points with the melee kills. And you want to rank it up for your final setup on the map. Let's call the elevator, just have it here if we need it. Most of the transporting we're going to be doing is not via elevator, it's via teleporter. But we will need the top elevator as part of our strat later on. Got another dog round. Bring it on, dogs. Might be able to get a few sneaky hits on the box going. Chuck one of them down. See what we get. Maximum ammunition. So hopefully you get another couple of hits off the box before the round starts properly. Okay, maybe not. Teddy bear. Alright, fair enough. How's our shield going? Let's repair that. Where is it gonna go this time? The suspense is real. Oh, double points. Okay, so this is where we want to take our temporal gift, so we can max the duration of that. Just wait on the zombies. Hope they die from the Wraith fire there. Okay. Oh, what's that? Zombie points. Alright, we have to work out where the mystery box is as well. So yeah, this lower war room area basically is a really good spot initially for just building points and training the zombies around in a big circle. You just want to watch out a couple of the choke point areas that you don't get trapped by zombies, taken down prematurely. But I mean, if you got your dying wish off the cooldown, then you should be okay even if that happens. Alright, so we are back in the other hallway this time. Around this way. Got a few points from that last round, that was quite tidy. Escargot. I've actually eaten escargot several times. Once when I visited France, Paris. Been to Paris twice. It's a pretty cool city actually. But I had the old snails in garlic and butter. They're very, very tasty. They sound disgusting, but they're actually really, really tasty. It's hard to describe. They're kind of like a little bit like a shellfish or something, but not quite. They're more of a, I don't know. It's a different sort of flavor, more strong flavor than say scallops or something like that. It's a totally different flavor to scallops. Oh, die zombie, die. Try to hit the box here. These zombies, they keep hassling me. It's almost like they want to kill me or something. Come on. Oh, there we go. So round 15. This is actually a fairly quick setup, guys. Believe it or not. Even though we hit the box a ton. So that's pretty sweet. We can now go and pack a punch. We will need to build more points to get the max power pack a punch done on the Helion, but we can pack a punch at least one weapon right now. Might be worth just building up points and then getting it all done at once. I'm not sure the best way to do it is here. Either way works, really. If we're going to pack punch this thing, we might as well use some ammo. Oh, there we go. Get max ammo anyway. I'll take it. So yeah, this spot here you can get blocked off sometimes. So you have to be a little bit careful going through that little gap. Okay, we got our specialist up again as well. Don't know how many zombies are left in this round. Not too many, I think. They're probably the last ones. So we'll need 5 grand to pack a punch the Winter's Howl. And then we'll need like, what is it? 15,000 to max pack a punch to the Helion. So that's 20 grand, essentially. Might as well pack a punch this though while we're here. Get that to max damage potential and we'll pack a punch the Helion. And then we've just got to come back and double pack a punch this 4 times to get it to maximum damage. Let's just wait for our teleporter to open here. Put the shield out. It's getting a bit hectic here. There we go. There's Okay. So yeah, it shouldn't take us too long to get another 10,000 points. I reckon it'll take us another round maybe. If that. Especially if we get a double points, that'd be really nice. And we don't really have anything else we need to spend points on. Obviously, we're going to need points if we're going to be using the trap constantly. But using the strategy we'll be doing, you basically go positive in points very, very slowly, even though you're using the trap. And we'll be using the elevator as well, which costs points fairly regularly. Okay, looks like we're near the end of the round. We might as well get this set up, ready to go. Get the old Defcon's level raised. So yeah, it's just a good idea to have this set up, so you only need to press one button if you want to pack a punch. Defcon 4. We'll leave this button here. So we just need another 5 grand, give or take, and we'll be able to go finish the Helion upgrades. I also need to upgrade this, so let's get slushy. Come on, zombies. Okay. We just got a little bit more to go to get that from level 2 to level 3. Level 2 is pretty good as well because you get that sword lunge, which is super devastating. Oh, we get a fire sale now. We don't need it. Ooh, we got a drop. What did we get? Groovy. Repair the old shield. Alright, we can go pack a punch now. Let's go do that. So this will complete our full setup, guys. Once this is done. Hopefully we have time here to get all 4 off. So as soon as it goes from 2500 to 1500 points, you know that it's at max damage right here. And it doesn't really matter what type of upgrade you got. We got cryo freeze, which, yeah, not important, because this thing is so, the Helion is just so devastating. It's gonna kill zombies no matter what, in a very wide radius, blast radius as well. Alright, so we're gonna go back up to the officers, guys. Mind you, we don't have too many points right now, so it might even be best just getting a nice little reserve of points before we start the main strategy. That teleport is on cooldown now anyway. Where are the last zombies at? Here they come. Die, sucker. Yeah, so basically our final strategy is going to be up here. Not in this particular room, but in the abandoned or the deserted hallway. It's not going to be too deserted because we're going to have tons of zombies coming down it. But using this trap right here. And we'll get into more details about that strategy as we get to the higher rounds. Because right now, like, it doesn't... The full exact strategy and the timing of it and everything doesn't really come together until you're in the higher rounds where the zombies are at their maximum spawn rate, speed, and all of that stuff. Until you get to about round, I would say about round 40, 50. Well, 50 is when they're at their max speed. That's when you really get the strat like locked in, because the timing of everything changes a little bit until you get to that point. So basically you want to be in this little alcove here next to the door, right? And if you stand here and turn the trap on, all the zombies, except for the ones that spawn in initially over here, all the zombies, especially in the higher rounds, will just spawn basically up in those other offices and then funnel through the trap. And you'll have no zombies spawning over behind us here. So the trouble with this location is it is very close to the electric trap. And as soon as that trap runs out, you're going to have a whole bunch of zombies, especially in the higher rounds when they're super fast. You're going to have tons of zombies just like this, just swarming you super quickly. So you want to have your shield out ready for that and just be watching that trap and make sure you're aware when it's going to turn off. Well, you can get surrounded and blocked off super quick. So that's where Victorious Tortoise would kind of be useful. But I mean, like I said, if you keep your specialist weapon available, you can always blast them away with that. Most of the time, it's not too difficult to just watch the trap and avoid that happening. So yeah, once again, we're just going to rinse and repeat this. As you see, we are using a lot of points. There's 1,000 points on that trap. And in the higher rounds, we're also going to have to be going down the elevator and back up again every time the trap is on cooldown. And that costs points as well. It's like another 1,000. But if you just shoot the zombies every now and then, what I do when the trap ends is I throw down my 2 Wraith fires that are usually up by then in this corridor here, just as I retreat back towards the elevator. And that usually builds you up enough points to keep using the trap without running out of points. You can also, when you repair the shield and get ammo back for the shield weapon, you can also shoot the zombies just for extra points with that, if you really need to. You probably want to save most of your ammo in the Winter's Fury, or the Hellion even, or just getting yourself out of situations where you get trapped, or, you know, whatever. You get blocked off going through a doorway, which can happen later on. So you see the trap's on cooldown right now, but hopefully it pops up again for us here. There we go. So yeah, it's a very, very easy strategy in this map. It's a pretty relaxed and easy setup as well. I would say that this is a fairly boring strategy though, to be honest. Like, I'd rather be doing, even though it's similar to this, there we go, level 118, quite nice. Even though it's similar to this strategy in that it's camping trap strategy, the Blood of the Dead is actually way more fun than this, in my opinion. But it's still a really cool map. This is certainly not the only strategy you can do. It's probably the quickest one though. I mean, you could just continually train around the war room if you wanted to. Buy ammo off the wall. By the way, the Mog is on the wall just through the trap here as well. So you could potentially be using that instead of the Hellion, and then use your Stamina or something else. Or your Victorious Tortoise as your brew perk. Because it's fairly decent. When you fully pack-a-punch it. Try and level up this as well, which I've been neglecting. And then you'd have the advantage of being able to buy ammo off the wall for your secondary weapon. Because you can't buy ammo back for either of these weapons. Which means that if you did get super desperate, you'd probably have to re-roll them out of the box to get ammo back. Okay, let's wait on the trap here. So we're going to do this to round 30, guys. And then what I'll be doing is showing you guys some, once we get there, I'll be showing you guys some footage. We'll probably cut to round 50-ish. At least round 50, and show you guys how this works with the zombies at the max speed, max spawn rate and all that. Just so you can see the sort of rhythm that you get into there. Especially when the trap's on cooldown and you're still stuck with zombies spawning in. Like, what do you do then? So I'll be showing you that as well in the 50 plus sort of rounds. But yeah, it is a pretty easy strategy in this one. So I mean, you could use this potentially to get to the Easter egg cutscene at 150. So this is where I usually would be throwing down my Wraith fires as well. And the Wraith fire is real effective at killing in these lower rounds, but as you get into the higher rounds, they take a little while to completely kill the zombies. But yeah, one thing to keep in mind with this map is it is a little bit like prone to crashing. And one way you can try and prevent the crashing is to play on obviously cartoon graphics settings, and also try not to fire your weapons. Believe it or not, you can do this strategy without firing any weapons at all. You just build points using Wraith fires. And then use the trap. Go down the elevator, come back up. Hit the trap again. That's probably the best way to prevent crashes once you get into the really high rounds where they start becoming a problem. So you can see you can just basically shoot through that gap there and try and get points using the shield weapon as well, if you just want to build a few extra points up. But as you'll see, we do go positive with points very, very slowly. It's not like you can get tons of points because you don't get points for using a trap, obviously. Which I've never really understood. It would be pretty cool if you got points for trap kills as well. Okay, come on. We should be able to level this up to 3. Oh, we ran out of zombies. Kinda sucks. There's some really cool character quotes in this map though, like, that's where the Mog is, by the way. I think it's kind of funny that one of the characters remarks at the beginning that the map isn't got that green, like, it hasn't got that green ambience to the map, which is in the original map 5. It's kind of all greened out, like, classic, that classic green filter that some of the old school sci-fi shows used to use, like, they've just replaced it with the normal coloring. I don't know why they did that. That green look was kind of cool. I don't know if you can answer the phone in this version of it either. I've never managed to get to the phone in time when it rings. There used to be a message, little message that you used to get on the phone if you answered it from, I think it was from Ascension. From a character in the Ascension base. Can't remember, to be honest. So long ago since I played the original 5. A lot of people didn't like 5 as a map, but I always really liked it, mainly because of the theme with you know, the president and like Castro and all those guys, Robert McNamara, all fighting. It was just the most funny thing. In the White House. Oh, sorry, the Pentagon, not the White House. Maybe they could do a White House map as a like. I reckon they should definitely do a White House map, don't you think? You could be like Donald. Imagine playing as Donald Trump. You could be Donald Trump, Ivanka, freaking. Who else would you be? Probably like someone like I don't know. Maybe you could be Robert Mueller or some of those guys. It would be pretty funny running around as Donald Trump killing zombies in the White House. There you go, Trark. Take that and run with it. You have my full permission to use that idea. Maybe a custom map. Maybe we should create a custom map with that. If any custom map makers are listening right now, go for it. Feel free to steal that idea. Alright. So as you can see, it is a pretty easy strategy. You just have to be like constantly aware of when the trap is about to finish. I'm just building some extra points here basically, since we got the double points. Yeah, ammo doesn't, even if you're using it like this, like fairly regularly, ammo doesn't really become a problem until probably around round 60-ish in this map. After that, you probably want to be careful to keep at least a little bit of ammo in your Helion at least to get yourself out of trouble. Because the zombies are so fast, that level, and you do have to sprint through this little, tiny little door at the end here. As part of that, I'll be showing you that later. And occasionally you can get blocked going through that door, which is an issue if you don't have any ammo at all. I mean, you can use your specialist weapon if you got it up, but something to watch out for. So we're getting through the rounds pretty quick here. But obviously later on you're going to have to hit the trap multiple times to get through a single round, because you have more zombies. So yeah, I was gonna do a guide for the DLC map, the first DLC map, but then I realized I hadn't done classified yet, so that's why I came back to this one. Like, oh yeah, that's right, I better not forget that one. We'll get that one out, and then we'll have this, we'll have the DLC map, and then we'll have the second DLC map coming out in a couple of weeks actually, end of March. So that's going to be in Greece. I think it's going to be a Greece map of some sort. Should be pretty cool. Work that one out. And then probably like 2 to 4 weeks after that one comes out, I'll probably put a guide out on that one once we've worked out all the stuff in the map that you can do that might be key to a high round strategy of some sort. Okay, we have this at level 3 now, which is pretty nice. So obviously if we use the special ability of the Pathsaurus, we can go invisible, and that's super handy for going and buying a new shield if your shield breaks, or if it's just about to break and needs repairing. Okay, so we started pretty much with like less than 1,000 points. Now we're at 27,000, 26,000, just from, you know, basic points building every now and then. Even though we're constantly hitting the trap. Which is pretty cool. Now, if you did happen to get, like, a drop off a zombie through that trap there, like, if you kill a zombie using this or something like this on the other side of the trap, all you'd have to do is use anti-entrapment to pop through and get that. Could be a little bit risky if there's a lot of zombies out there, but that's the reason I chose that elixir. It's very, very rare that that would be necessary. So, I mean, you could definitely use a different elixir if you needed to. Let's check out our Wraith fires here. And basically, this is what you would do. You would come down the elevator here after chucking out your 2 Wraith fires. Just give that a little bit of time to work on the zombies so you get some points off it. Wait here for a little while for the zombies to start spawning. And then you would just go back up the elevator. Try not to have a zombie passenger. And come back out here. You would run through here. If the trap hadn't reset yet, run through here. And then basically what you would do is you would gather all the zombies by following this exact route. Doubling back this way. Oh god. Okay, usually in the higher rounds you're not going to have 2 zombies in that spot right there. At that point. Double back this way. Like exactly like that route that I ran there. Come back through this this doorway here, and then the trap would be reset, and you would hit the trap, and just rinse and repeat that. When you come back up the elevator, if the trap is already reset, you can just activate it and sit here in this little alcove again, because the zombies will have a bit of a delay on their respawn up top here, so you'll only get 3 or 4 zombies spawning behind you at that point, and then when you kill them you won't have any zombies spawning behind you until basically the trap runs out. Okay, we have a dog round. So what I do is I come to the back here near the elevator, and usually if you throw out 1 Wraith fire, I'll show you guys this later, you can kill all the dogs in one go. That was really weird. Let's repair the shield. So here we are at round 30, guys. What we might do is just keep going a little bit in the game, but I'll cut out the video right now and we will skip forward to about round 50-ish. I'll see you guys shortly. Alright, level 50, guys. So the zombies should be at their max spawn rate and max movement speed right now. All the zombies will be sprinters. As you can see, we've been going pretty comfortably with this strategy. 0 downs, which is nice to have max lives available. We're going to hit the trap here, and I'll show you guys the exact way to run this strategy pretty much from this point onwards. So you can see we hit the trap. We're going to have 3 or 4 zombies spawning from the back here, but after that we won't have any more zombies spawning unless we move out of this alcove, which will trigger them to respawn through the windows there. So we just want to stand here. I like to keep my shield out like this, because if that trap does stop functioning all of a sudden and there's a whole bunch coming through at once, we can get trapped here. So that just allows me to protect myself. Getting a few points using the shield weapon. And basically we're going to just keep an eagle eye on that trap and make sure we move out of here straight away as soon as it stops running like that. Throw out our Wraith fire. Just maybe zigzag a bit to get max zombies damage with the Wraith fire. You might have a couple of zombies jump out those end windows, so be careful of that. Be ready to get rid of them if you need to. We're going to come out here. We're going to build up some charge as well for our PhD slider. Slide explosion. As soon as they respawn, we come back up the elevator, and then we're going to rush as fast as we can through this end door here. And we're going to be starting to follow this zigzagging train through this area. And it should become very predictable because the zombies move at the same constant speed for the rest of the game. You should know exactly where they're going to be at. It's kind of weird that they were slow there. But we just basically come back through here. You can get some points off them as well because they're all grouped up nicely there. Hit the trap again. And basically kill any zombies that spawn out these back windows. And that is it, guys. That's pretty much the whole strategy that you use for the rest of the game, more or less. There is a little variation where you train the zombies up and then take them through to refresh your shield, which I might show you guys as well. We might go 1 or 2 rounds here just so you can see some of that stuff. And some little variations at this point in the game, but it's not exactly rocket science. It's a very easy strategy. Just basically throw out our Wraith fires again here to see what I'm doing. Just watch out for these couple of zombies that spawn out the end windows. Just try and slow your roll a little bit there so you get some points off the zombies before they respawn and come back down here. Try and build up our slider explosion. So the reason we use that is if we do get blocked off, that's one way we can blast our way out of trouble by sliding through these little narrow gaps, these little doorways like this one here. Sometimes you get blocked off by a crawler or whatever. We're gonna hopefully we don't get those weird zombies going real slow like they were before. I don't know what happened there. Like, you can do this train like super smooth like 100 times, and then when you actually go to demonstrate it, you just get some weird random thing happening. Anyway, so yeah, we're back here again. We can just basically kill these zombies. Oh, we got a nuke, so yep, definitely want to hit that. That's going to speed things along nicely. Let's just watch this trap. I think we're about halfway through on that until it turns off. So I mean, the nuke isn't really even going to speed things up too much because we've still got the trap going there. Zombies take a long time to spawn and then run around and back through it again. But as you can see, even though it's round 50, you would expect to have tons of points by this time, but you do go positive on points, but very, very slowly because of how many points you're spending on stuff like the shield repairs, the trap, and the elevator, all of which cost between 500 and 1,000 points each. So that's round 50. It went pretty quick, didn't it, guys, really, for around 50. Hopefully we get the trap off cooldown in a second here to start round 51. Let's hit this. A second, just wait a little bit here. Duck into our alcove here. We're going to switch it up a little bit with the Winter's Fury so we don't use all the Helion ammo. Alrighty, we're all good. And basically going to just watch that trap do its job. But as you can see, everything will spawn back in the spawn room and in the other offices and just come through that trap there if you stand right here. It's almost like the zombies don't know that you're in the corridor, yeah, because right now it says conference room on screen, right? So it thinks you're in the conference room when you're actually in the deserted hallway. It's kind of weird, even though you're just in a little doorway. Okay, let's go back down. Do a little dance to the music. keep our slider PhD slider thing active. Come back up here, and you just want to sprint as soon as the doors open and get through this gap up here, because we see the trap is not on cooldown as we go past it. It is now, but it's off cooldown now, but it wasn't when we first came out of the elevator. Just take it nice and slow around here till you have all the zombies in a nice tight group. Now, if we want to get a shield repaired or replaced, you just basically lead them through here. It's super easy. Grab that, loop around here a little bit, and then back through the doorway. Got a little straggler back here, but it's pretty easy. Just don't sprint too fast. Kind of want to move at a nice slow rate. And we're back in our spot, which is pretty nice. Now, if you do go down the elevator while the trap is on cooldown and come back up, and as you get to the trap, it is off cooldown, ready to turn on again. By all means, just turn it on instead of doing that loop at the back of the office there. Turn it on, duck into your alcove here. And that's probably the quickest way to do it. You don't actually have to do that big train route initially. Let's see if we can. Well, let's see if we can time it this time to show you guys that. Slight variation. I might just get some kills going here. Most of the time, by the way, another way to get the shield replaced is just by using your invisibility zombie blood effect from your Path of Sorrows. You can go and replacing your shield. And yeah. It's really not difficult at all. So if you want to get to some high rounds, this is a really good map to do it in, using this strategy. A lot of the maps are, I mean, there's a lot of maps in Black Ops 4 that are pretty easy to get to high rounds to. So we can see the trap is now ready to go. So instead of doing that big loop, we're just going to sit here and let the trap do its thing. So it's as simple as this. It really is. It's a solid strategy. Very effective, very efficient. Trap strategies are always pretty good, to be honest, most of the time. This one does seem to take a little bit longer because the zombies spawn from so far back in the spawn area, that conference room. So we should be pretty much at the end of round 51 any moment now. So yeah, the setup's probably the thing that takes the longest, and then after that it's easy street pretty much. You can get away without PhD slider, even using the Helion, but it's very risky if you shoot it too close to yourself. You can potentially blow yourself up. Okay, the trap is still on cooldown, so we're going to come through here. I don't know how many zombies we have. Looks like we still got quite a few, actually. I'm not sure if they're spawning anymore, though. I think this is the last little group. Oh no, they might be. Just watch your health bar, and if you do take so many hits that you're one hit away from going down, just be super careful and maybe use a specialist if that happens. So just be aware that you're watching your health bar and stuff like that. Alright, so we could potentially have a dog round now. I'll show you how I do that as well. Not that it's exactly demanding, but it's pretty neat on these high rounds. Basically, come back to the elevator area, throw Wraith Fire down right at the start as they spawn, and watch this, dudes. They spawn so fast, and they just all die to the one Wraith Fire. And there you go, you have your max ammo. It's pretty cool. Alright guys, that is my solo high round strategy guide for Classified in Black Ops 4. Hope you enjoyed. Please remember to rate, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. See you next time. Thanks for watching. Sloopy Jim out.